Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. As an undrafted free agent in 2022, Jaylen Warren burst onto the scene and surprised a lot of people, really impressing late on in the season. So in today's video, we are going to be analyzing Jaylen Warren in order to determine, can Jaylen Warren break out in 2023? The story of Jaylen Warren is that of being underrated and being an absolute overachiever, really always producing in situations he's not expected to produce in. Going into his senior year of high school, he had absolutely no college offers, none of significant note, which is why he went into his senior season in high school with a chip on his shoulder, and he absolutely delivered, being high school football's Mr. Football in Utah in 2016, meaning he was the best high school football player in the entire state of Utah in 2016. Not only that, he set a state record that is still in holding today for 3,099 yards over the ground. His first 2 years in college were spent at a lower level collegiate program called Snow College, and he rushed for 1,000 yards in both of those seasons. He then went to Utah State in 2019 and 2020, really did not get a significant amount of playing time, and when everyone wrote him off going into his last year of college football, he ended up transferring to Oklahoma State and had a phenomenal year, putting up 1,216 yards, 11 touchdowns, and adding 25 catches to that season. He ended up being an honorable mention for the All Big 12 team. Nonetheless, he was an undrafted free agent in 2022, making the Steelers roster, which is all the more impressive considering the Steelers usually don't have undrafted free agent rookies on their roster, as in this season in 2023, they actually have had none to make the 53. Last year, he put together a solid rookie campaign, getting no starts, but in no starts, he still had 77 carries for 379 yards and a touchdown. He had 4.9 yards per carry, which is very good, and he also had 33 targets, and on 33 targets, he had 28 catches, which is an 84.9% catch rate, damn near elite, and he also put up 214 receiving yards. And to end the season, he really started to chip away at Najee Harris's snap count and production, as the last couple of weeks of the season, Jaylen Warren had about a 40% offensive snap count, and Najee Harris's targets in the receiving game went from 94 in his first year to 53 last year. Is Jaylen Warren's hype because of Najee Harris and his lack of production and his disappointing seasons thus far as a first-round pick, or is there actually something here to Jaylen Warren? Let me confidently say Jaylen Warren is genuinely an extremely impressive talent, and no matter what situation he was in last year, no matter who the starting running back was going to be in front of him, he would still be an extremely intriguing prospect going into this year. So without further ado, let's break down his strengths and weaknesses and what makes Jaylen Warren so good. First off, I'm very confident in saying he's a better receiving back than Najee Harris. Now, Najee Harris's two best attributes in the passing game is, of course, one, his pass blocking is damn near elite, and two, he has very good hands, but this is something that Jaylen Warren does at a very high level. I would say the difference between their hands is about a push, and though I would say Najee Harris is a slightly better pass blocker, Jaylen Warren was absolutely bulldozing dudes in the pass blocking game last season. Jaylen Warren absolutely plays significantly bigger than that 5'8" frame suggests, as he is 215 pounds, which is a very solid size for a running back in terms of the weight. Jaylen Warren really is an excellent route runner. He's not your average running back as a route runner. He's a guy that really can line up in the slot and not only have bubble screens thrown to him, but he can also run some short to intermediate routes from the slot, which is what Matt Canada did use him for towards the end of the season. He really does have great shiftiness in his routes. Again, he has very great sure hands, and he has dynamic burst and acceleration and shiftiness and contact balance and vision after the catch. He clears Najee Harris when it comes to yards after the catch. He's just much more dynamic of an athlete in that sense after the catch than Najee Harris is. And in the run game, would I say Jaylen Warren has an elite vision package? No, I don't, but I am confident in saying at this point in both of their careers, he has slightly better vision than Najee Harris. That's something that really has been to be desired from Najee Harris, and that's something Jaylen Warren really did look impressive with in his rookie season. He really does have a very nice balance between that patience as a runner, especially in outside zones, and that sense of urgency needed to hit the hole in the correct amount of time. Again, this really is highlighted in his outside zone runs. And on inside zone looks, he really is a tenacious runner who will hit the hole with a lot of tenacity and acceleration and burst. He also has a solid tool belt once he has the ball in his hands. Not only is he shifty, as I've explained before, but he has a couple of things to go to his arsenal. He has a nice stiff arm, and he even displays a nice solid hurdle move. And once Jaylen Warren hits the second level, he loves finding the outside because he does have that rare ability to tiptoe down the sideline at full speed. Does Jaylen Warren have this incredible long speed? No, he doesn't, but he does take a quick amount of time to get to his long speed, which is very valuable in the short to intermediate parts of the field. So to answer the question of the video, can Jaylen Warren break out in 2023 for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Well, it depends. If Najee Harris is healthy all season, I think the difference between the two is negligible enough to the point where the Steelers will give the benefit of the doubt to a first-round pick over an undrafted free agent. But make no mistake about it, even if Najee Harris is there, Jaylen Warren will have a significant amount of work in the receiving game as their primary option as the receiving back. Not only that, but he will have a couple carries a game as that nice change of pace back in relief of Najee Harris. So if Najee Harris stays healthy all season, I think Jaylen Warren will have a very solid season, but he won't necessarily break out. But if something happens to Najee Harris, I think it will be a bit of a blessing in disguise for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as I think as the lead back, he can absolutely break out and have a phenomenal season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thanks for listening to today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments section below, do you agree with my take that Jaylen Warren and the difference between him and Najee Harris is about negligible, and Jaylen Warren is actually a better receiving back than Najee Harris? Let me know in the comment section below if you like my analysis on Jaylen Warren or not, and hit that like and smack that subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video and listen till the end. Again, I really appreciate it, guys.